The popular thriller series, which made its debut on the platform on June 19, 2025, has caused quite a conversation for its riveting plotline surrounding the Buckley family, a once powerful dynasty in the fishing industry that is now having all of their deepest, darkest secrets come to light. There's one character, in particular, I couldn't help but feel like I've seen before. Maria Bello, who takes on the role of May Buckley. A mother of two, May is a complicated character, often resorting to dangerous methods to keep the family empire running. Before the Waterfront, the 58-year-old actress and producer appeared in several popular film projects, including 2000's Coyote Ugly, 2008's The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and 2010's Grown Ups. Beginning her career in theater, Bello's early TV appearances include episodes of The Commish, Nowhere Man, and ER, with her breakthrough coming as Mrs. Smith in the short-lived Mr. and Mrs. Smith television series. After her film debut in Coyote Ugly, Bello would take roles in 2003's The Cooler and 2005's A History of Violence, each of which earned her Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actress and Best Actress, respectively. And let's not forget more recent roles, like her 6-episode stint in the 2023 comedy-drama series Beef, where she played a wealthy investor with a bit of a cunning edge. Acting aside, Bello was also a producer and story writer on the 2022 film The Woman King starring Viola Davis. I totally understand why she looked so familiar. Now I can go back to rewatching The Waterfront. There's a peculiar moment that often sneaks up on us when we realize how deeply intertwined our lives are with the faces we see on screen, on the streets, or in passing. For me, that moment arrived unexpectedly, standing at the intersection of nostalgia, recognition, and a touch of regret. It was during a quiet evening, flipping through the channels, that I saw her, Maria Bello, the star of the acclaimed series The Waterfront. Her presence was magnetic, yet it wasn't until a few seconds into her scene that the realization hit me like a lightning bolt. I knew her from somewhere else, and I should have figured it out much sooner, but why does it take so long sometimes to connect the dots? Why do certain faces linger in our subconscious, only to be suddenly illuminated by a flicker of memory? And what does that say about how we process fame, familiarity, and the stories we carry with us? The first glance, recognizing the face. It was a typical night in my apartment, the kind where the world outside melts away into a silent backdrop. I was scrolling through streaming options, perhaps seeking comfort in a familiar story or a new discovery. The screen lit up with The Waterfront, a series that had garnered critical praise for its nuanced characters and compelling storytelling. Maria Bello's portrayal of a complex, resilient woman caught my eye immediately. Her performance was compelling, subtle yet powerful. But it wasn't just her acting that captivated me, it was her face. The way her eyes held stories, the tilt of her head, the subtle lines that hinted at a life lived fully. For a moment, I felt a wave of familiarity wash over me, but I dismissed it as a fleeting sensation. After all, I had seen many talented actors, and sometimes faces blur in the vast landscape of Hollywood. Yet, as the episode progressed, something nagged at me. That feeling of recognition intensified, and I found myself pausing the scene, staring at her in disbelief. Where had I seen her before? That question echoed in my mind, a puzzle waiting to be solved. The common thread, from screen to reality. As I pondered her features, I started recalling her previous roles. Maria Bello had appeared in numerous films and television series, each time bringing a unique depth to her characters. I remembered her in The Cooler, where she played a hotel maid entangled in a casino's underworld. Her portrayal was raw, vulnerable, and authentic. I thought about her role in A History of Violence, where she portrayed a woman caught between her past and present. Each role, each performance, added layers to my subconscious recognition. But it wasn't just her acting career that resonated with me. It was the aura she carried, an air of quiet strength, intelligence, and authenticity that seemed to transcend the characters she played. She was someone I admired, perhaps even envied for her ability to inhabit such diverse roles convincingly. Then it struck me, there was a specific project that I associated with her, one that had left a lasting impression. It wasn't a film or a TV show. but something more personal, more visceral. Connecting the dots, the revelation. After some mental digging, I remembered a documentary I watched a few years back. It was about resilience, about women overcoming adversity, and Maria Bello was featured prominently as a survivor and advocate. Her candidness about her personal struggles, her advocacy for mental health, and her work in raising awareness had touched me deeply. I realized that the face on my screen was more than just an actress. She was an advocate, a voice for change. And that's when it clicked. She wasn't just someone I saw on the screen. She was someone I admired for her courage and authenticity. But that's not all. As I continued to reflect, I recalled her interviews and public appearances. There was a grace in her words, a sincerity in her expressions that made her stand out among many celebrities. She seemed genuine, unfiltered, and real, qualities that are rare in Hollywood. The power of recognition, why it matters. This realization prompted me to think about the nature of recognition itself. Why do certain faces resonate so deeply with us? Is it their acting prowess, their personal stories, or simply the way they make us feel understood or inspired? In Maria Bello's case, it was a combination of her on-screen vulnerability and her off-screen advocacy. Her authenticity struck a chord, reminding me that behind every polished performance is a human being with struggles, triumphs, and stories worth telling. Recognition also underscores the importance of representation. Maria Bello's openness about her mental health journey and her advocacy work serve as a beacon for many who silently struggle. Her visibility helps normalize conversations around mental health, breaking down barriers and encouraging empathy. Reflection: should have figured it out sooner. Looking back, I can't help but feel a twinge of regret. I should have recognized her earlier, appreciated her work more consciously. Perhaps I was too caught up in the entertainment, too distracted by other celebrities and their curated personas. Or maybe I simply didn't pay enough attention to the subtle clues, her presence in interviews, her choice of projects, her genuine demeanor. Realizations like these serve as gentle reminders to be more present, more observant, and more appreciative of the faces that shape our cultural landscape. They also remind us that recognition isn't just about knowing someone's name, it's about understanding their story, their impact, and the way they inspire us. The deeper connection: how recognition shapes our perceptions. In recognizing Maria Bello's multifaceted identity, actress, advocate, human being, I felt a renewed sense of connection. It's a testament to the power of media and storytelling that a face on a screen can evoke such admiration and empathy. This experience also made me reflect on how we often overlook the depth behind familiar faces. We see them as characters or celebrities, but rarely do we pause to consider their journeys or their struggles. Yet, these stories are what truly make them resonate. Maria Bello's journey from a young actress navigating Hollywood to a passionate advocate for mental health exemplifies resilience and authenticity. Her ability to stay true to herself amidst the glitz and glamour is inspiring, and it reminds us to seek depth in the stories we consume and the people we admire. Final thoughts: appreciating the faces that inspire us. In the end, my realization about Maria Bello wasn't just about recognizing a familiar face. It was about reconnecting with the qualities she embodies: strength, authenticity, courage. It was a reminder that sometimes the faces we see on screen are mirrors reflecting our own aspirations and values. So, next time I watch her in a series or a film, I'll do so with a deeper appreciation, not just for her talent, but for her authenticity and the impact she makes beyond the entertainment industry, and perhaps, in the process, I'll remember to be more attentive to the faces and stories that surround me every day, those that inspire, challenge, and remind me of the human spirit's resilience.